E aí galera, hoje eu vou trazer um vídeo um pouco diferente pra vocês. Eu particularmente sempre tive uma certa curiosidade pra ler quadrinhos, só que nunca comecei a ler de fato até pouco tempo atrás. Então hoje a gente tá aqui na JHU Comics, a gente vai falar com o René, que é um dos gerentes aqui. Ele vai explicar um pouco do quão divertido pode ser essa experiência de ler quadrinhos, por onde começar, que é uma coisa que às vezes pode ser meio amedrontadora. Eu também tô aqui com o meu grande amigo Ricardo. Vem pra cá, Ricardo.
Olá, vem pra cá. Vem pra cá, vem pra cá.
A gente, cara, ele manja demais de quadrinho, a gente deu um rolê.
Não manja.
Ele é humilde, ele é humilde. A gente deu um rolê dentro da loja com ele, então ele tá explicando, ele explica coisas legais também dentro da loja, quadrinhos, recomendações. A
gente conheceu um pouco o espaço, o que tem de bacana, de títulos e tal.
Então, eu recomendo muito o vídeo que ele fez aqui, que ele filmou comigo e tal. Vou colocar na descrição. E é isso aí, espero que vocês aproveitem a entrevista.
Exato, apareçam lá.
É isso aí, tchau.
So, my name is René Rosa. I'm one of the managers here at JHU Comic Books.
If someone starts reading a comic book, what do you think this person is looking for, and what do you think this person will get as opposed to other mediums like a movie or a book?
Well, the beautiful thing about comics is that you can appeal to people's different tastes. So someone could say, you know, I really want something that has a painted style of art or something very detailed, but I want it to be funny. I can find a book that's like that. Like, you want a painted book that's funny? All right, I can go with Little Gotham. You know, painted by Dustin Nguyen, and it's funny, it's kind of children friendly too. It's cutesy Batman characters, you know, super deformed, but it's exactly what they're looking for. They don't even know that it exists, and they found a book that they're looking for. They could be looking for something that's completely black and white, stark serious, you know, pure drama, maybe real world-esque, and I say, well, you can get some Jacques Tardy who writes, you know, and draws about war comics, you know, and stuff that happens in real life. So there's something out there for everyone, and it's different from books in that you get the visual aspect. It's different from movies in that, you know, you can slow down the storytelling. You're not forced to, you know, this is a 2.5 hour time limit. No, these stories can keep going on for years and years. You know, it's serialized storytelling in a way that's hopefully usually untouched and unfiltered by other hands, you know, with the exception of stuff like, you know, Marvel and DC. They obviously control what happens to those characters, but a lot of times they even let, you know, writers and artists kind of do their own thing depending on what they see. Their imaginations are vast, and there's no limitations, there's no budget restriction, you know. You can go from having an amazing, ridiculous, you know, indie comic with stick figures to having something fully painted and digitally colored and just look like, you know, the best sci-fi movie on the page.
People sometimes don't know where to start from. What would you say to those people? Where should they start from?
You know, the easiest thing I do for me is I always ask them what they're into. You know, I ask them what kind of music they like. I ask them what type of movies they like, who's their favorite directors, writers, actors, what novels do they like, what food do you like? You know, just about anything to gauge your taste can set me in a direction that thinks, you know what, you might like this book. There are times, like, I'll see one good instance happened yesterday. A couple walked in, they just had a baby, and they just were passing by, and we're thinking, well, maybe we can get some toys or something for the baby. Not realizing that it's a newborn baby, there's no toys this kid's gonna be able to play with in a comic book store, you know? So the wife was looking around, she's like, you know, some of this stuff is really cool, I've never really read a comic book. And I looked at them and I'm like, you guys need to read Saga. You know, and then I showed her the cover of Saga, and it's a husband and wife with the baby in their hands, and she's like, oh my god, you know, like, what? I was like, this was a cheap and easy sell, you know what I mean? Because here's a couple with a baby, and here's the cover of the but it was so right for them, because they just started experiencing what it's like to have a child, and the first few pages are childbirth, you know, and it goes through this whole process and them trying to protect this baby, and, you know, so it really is all about, you know, different people have different things that they're going to attach to, and sometimes you just need to have a short conversation or see what band's on their t-shirt or what beer is on their t-shirt, you know, and see if there's something out there that they might attach to with that. Every person has a favorite comic book that they don't know exists yet, you know.
Cool. Can we do this right now? Like this comic book diagnostics? It'll be interesting.
Alright.
Cool. So I read a lot of sci-fi. I like Zack Snyder, I like Quentin Tarantino, and Wes Anderson, and yeah, that's...
All right. Have you ever read Black Science?
No, never.
All right. Black Science is a book written by Rick Remender. It's fantastic, beautiful art, colored by Dean White. It's about a team of scientists that basically have harnessed the power of the wormhole to go through different fabrics of reality in different universes. And they kind of get sabotaged. Okay. And they're kind of stuck. And you start to find out some things are happening. It's...
That's really cool. I want to get it. And where people can find your store here in Manhattan, websites.
We are JHU Comic Books in Manhattan at 32 East 32nd Street between Madison and Park. We have a website, jhucomicbooks.com. It's not really an e-commerce site, but you can get information on our signings, events, what new books are coming out that week. And probably links to stuff like this.
Definitely. I'll put everything in the description. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Excelente.